Guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the new video. It's Saturday. Trying to sound a little bit more lively to catch your attention. Even though it's not feeling very good today. Well, it's Saturday, and at the beginning of the week I did a video, part one of chronic illnesses, and as promised, I am continuing my talk about chronic illness. Alright, and I don't know where I left off in the video, before I started talking about my favorite app, Rare Guru, and before I dive back into that, make sure to check back on the other channel. Make sure to check back on the other video and check out the app. It's a really good app. Chronic illness. Chronic illness, which, I really, really believe that they should change the name and they shouldn't call it chronic illness. And I understand they call it chronic illness because it's something that you're never going to shake. It's something that you're never going to lose. It's something that you're always going to live with. But I really believe they should call it invisible illness. And the reason I believe that they should call it invisible illness is because you ever notice that every chronic illness there is, you can't see it. Like, you can't look at somebody unless they're having a really bad episode or a flare-up or it's a bad day, and that sucks. Bad day is understatement. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, they have fibromyalgia. Oh, they have autoimmune disease. Oh, they have endometriosis. Oh, they have COPD. Oh, they have this. Oh, they have that. You can't look at somebody and know that they have a chronic illness. You can't. When people look at me, and even when you're sitting here watching these videos, I don't have my teeth, and let me hit on that real quick. I know a lot of you are watching these videos and you're like, oh my God, she doesn't have any teeth, yada, yada, yada. Well, when I had my heart attack and when I had my strokes and I was in my coma and cancer hit me and medications and everything, I lost so much bone mass and muscle mass and fat mass and all that my teeth don't fit anymore. Let's just be real, my teeth don't fit. Okay, so back to what I was saying. When you watch these videos of me, you probably look at me and you say, besides the fact of not having any teeth in and not having any makeup on and not having my hair styled and all that, I don't look sick. You can't tell that I'm sick. I mean, I go back and I watch the videos and I listen and I hear my breathing. Like, I hear, and I can't think of the word, the winded, the wheezing, the struggling to breathe, and that is the COPD, and that is my fighting for air and my heart working overtime and not getting enough oxygen. And I'm not, but I don't look sick. And there are things that I want to say on my channel that I can't talk about. Well, let me change that. I can talk about. It's hard to talk about. Like, there are friends and there are some people, that, they don't believe that I'm sick. Because, I still make jokes with the people that know me on my day-to-day basis. And, when I go to the hospital or I go to the doctor's office, when I get nervous and I'm looking down, because you guys know I'm still not at that point where I can look into the camera right now, but There are times whenever I get really nervous at the doctor's office and I start cracking jokes and making people laugh and that and they're like, "Oh, you're not sick." No, that's just my way of coping with it. And then there are other times, like yesterday, I got my Social Security paperwork done. I had to go to my caseworker, and I just bawled my eyes out. I can start a conversation and with someone, and in 15 minutes, just absolutely be crying my eyes out. You know, and it's just and I think I got a little off subject, but you know, chronic illness, it should really be called invisible illness because unless you see somebody on a day-to-day basis or you knew them for their entire life or for a big chunk of their life, they don't you would never know that they're sick. And and that's what I was explaining in my last video. I go to the grocery store and I can't walk the grocery store. I walk in the door and I get to, how the checkout lanes are right there. And I get to the checkout lanes and I'm winded and I have to go and get on one of those carts and there's grandma and grandpa and they're looking at me funny because they're able to walk and here I am. I'm 37 years old and I'm having to get in a cart and ride down the aisles and they look at me like I'm lazy or I get second looks from people my own age and they think that I'm just playing in them or whatever and I just feel so judged, and I don't get it. And there are honestly, there are people that are younger than me that are going through these things, and I know me being 37 now, 35 when they started off. If I'm having this much trouble, imagine what a 20-year-old is feeling, or even imagine somebody that's 12. I mean, I'm in some of these support groups now on Facebook, and there's 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds that are talking about this. I mean, I just, if you know somebody that's got chronic illness, and there's so many out there, and yeah, you know, I hate this. And I hate labeling it like this because there shouldn't be a degree of chronic illness, but there is, unfortunately. And just because, one person can handle one thing a certain way doesn't mean another can. I'm not handling my diseases and my cancer very well, but it doesn't mean that somebody else can't. You know, I'm not very good at pain, and somebody else can handle pain, and it's when I tell people that I'm sick, and they're just like, I tell them what I have, and I think when I first got sick, I told somebody, and they said, "Oh, well, that's the good cancer." What what good cancer is out there? Cancer's cancer. You know, and then the more I read about it, it's harder to treat blood cancer. I think I talked about it in one of my videos before. There's a limited cure or limited treatment that I even qualify for because of my heart and other ailments. There is no good cancer. They can't actually, having blood cancer like me, they can't even stage my cancer. They can't even give me a time length of how much I have left. They, you know, they can't even tell me what I'll die from. Eventually what I have will kill me, but do you know that it won't even be listed? You know, I if I catch pneumonia, I met a nurse that her father had the same thing that I have. And actually, what they're scared my MPN will mutate to, which is called myelofibrosis. And he caught pneumonia and passed away. Pneumonia, you know, pneumonia can kill me. The flu can kill me. This COVID going around can kill me. With the autoimmune disorder I have, they found out because a blood clot formed in my freaking heart. First thing, formed in my freaking heart. I can die of an embolism. And yeah, I know what some of y'all are probably thinking. Anybody can die from anything. Yeah, I know, but I have greater risks. But it's just, how can you judge somebody for just because you made it through something, or somebody that made it through stronger than what they can, and they can deal with it on a better level. Not everybody is built the same. And, some people can live with fibromyalgia pain differently than somebody else. I know two people right now that are very good close friends of mine that have fibromyalgia, and both of them handle it completely different. One of them is completely debilitating. Yeah, that's the word. Debilitating, where she can hardly move, but the other one lives an active, healthy life. Not everybody is the same. And that's where that saying that brought me on the conversation about Rare Guru last time, Don't, you know, don't, don't call me a hypochondriac because my symptoms don't fit in your wheelhouse. You know, don't judge my chronic illness, don't judge my cancer, don't judge my illnesses, my ailments, don't judge me because I can't handle it the same way you could. When you see somebody struggling, if you're listening to my channel, if you're tuning in, if you're watching, if you're sharing, if somebody sent this to you, take a minute. Just take a minute next time you see somebody. Whether they be 5 years old, whether they be 15 years old, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, or up. And next time you see them struggling, whether it's to walk, talk, breathe, take a minute before you judge them. You don't you don't know what they're going through. And when you hear somebody's story, I'm not saying feel sorry for the person, and I'm not even saying feel sorry for me. I'm just saying be aware. Because chronic invisible illness is real. And on the days that they can't make it through, on the days that we just feel like sleeping, on the days that we can only do half of our chores, on the days that we just want to watch TV, think about the last time that you just had a bad day. You know, think about the last time you really just were not feeling up to par, and amplify that. And then maybe you'll understand what people with chronic illnesses go through. Help them. Just tell them you understand. Help them to their car. Help them load their groceries. Just, if you see somebody struggling, just, you never know. They might be like me. I don't know what else to say. I know that there's a lot more that I want to say about this subject, There will probably be more episodes about chronic illness. And I will be looking forward to having some people share my channel with me and interview with to share their experiences. If you suffer from chronic illnesses and you'd like to make an appearance to share your story, please send me a message or comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I need the shares. See you next time. Bye.